Hello all, this is data meeting for Team 3, Cynthia and Will, planning for action. For this meeting, we met for about an hour and we used Google Meet, which we've used in the past because it's proven to be pretty effective. And then we basically conducted our action plan. And so I'm going to walk you through and we'll start with our overview. The first thing is reviewing our SMART goal, implementing our research from data meeting 3, our action plan, and I'll actually go into the action plan tracking sheet, tracking performance, and then a summary. So our SMART goal, we actually revised this several times to try to get the wording right. And so our final goal states that students will show evidence of visual analysis improvements through the use of online tools and discussion strategies with at least 80% proficiency. And so I will go through and let you know how this is going to be used. But first, we implemented our research from data meeting 3. And the things that we really found to be helpful were articles on arts integration, and it talked about using visual literacy skills to really improve learning gaps and to support other subject areas. And so we're basically focusing on a social studies area, and art will basically support that content. The other research was heterogeneous grouping, so putting students in a diverse group to really support learning for all types of students, so they can learn from each other and a lot of different things. The last thing is differentiated instruction. There's a lot of differentiation in how students can demonstrate the learning goal and all of their assessments, so you'll see a lot of that as we go through. And our action plan tracking sheet, I'm going to actually just go into that. Okay, so just starting with the duration and level, I mentioned before this is 5th grade social studies, but this will be a 6-week instructional unit. And the first thing that we decided to start with is what the teacher is going to do to frame the unit. And so we're going to look at arts integration, and the tactic method is for teachers to research visual analysis strategies, how to teach visual literacy in their planning and their lesson development. And so there's a link for Edutopia, which has an article and videos that actually show teachers demonstrating that in their classrooms. This will obviously happen before the start of an instructional unit. And then after that, the unit will start with the teacher introducing a video that demonstrates how to effectively analyze an image. So students will see someone speaking about an artwork, which is really important. So we have a lot of that listed in this action plan. This is going to happen in the first week, and verifying artifacts will be an exit ticket. After that, students are also going to practice just giving an oral analysis in groups. So we're going to have students do group presentations, analyzing artworks to the whole class. We'll have them practice with 2 different types of methods, the TACOS methods, and then also the See, Think, Wonder method. And then as far as how that's going to be assessed is a written analysis form, and then also teacher observations. The next thing is information literacy skills. So students will also have to select an artwork from a teacher-made list, locate artwork using Google Art and Culture as a database. Then they'll identify the caption and summarize or synthesize the historical information. So we've given them a lot of choices as far as like choosing the artwork, but we're also giving them some structure. So there is a teacher-made list. There is a specified database that they're looking things up through. Students will be working in groups to help support this whole process of research. The next thing is visual literacy skills. So I put down differentiation because they'll be using different types of methods. Again, just like in number 3, they're going to practice with TACOS and See, Think, Wonder, but this time they're going to be writing down their analysis. And they're going to use a graphic organizer with those 2 forms of analysis in a Google Doc. And this way students can collaboratively complete those forms. This will happen at least 2 times with each document type. And this will happen in about week 4. So close to the end. The next thing, building background knowledge. This is a little bit out of order. This is actually going to happen in week 1. So building background knowledge, students will research their own videos about visual analysis. They're going to try to find someone that's giving an analysis of an artwork. ELL students can research a video in their native language, and we really feel like this will help support students in understanding what it should look like. So they'll have practice in listening to an analysis along with doing their own analysis in oral and written form. And this building background knowledge is just a really important aspect of improving student learning, making them more successful from the beginning. The very last thing is a performance-based assessment. This will happen in week 6, the last day of instruction, and students will have a lot of choice with this. They're going to choose one of 3 technology tools based on their preference or their learning style. So they can choose a S'mores page, VoiceThread, or Prezi, and they can design either a digital poster, an oral or visual presentation to demonstrate their learning goal, the learning goal. Okay, and this will actually be an individual project. We did want to have something that assesses students' knowledge individually as opposed to working in groups that they did before. So we can kind of isolate their learning and see what they were able to perform. Okay. As far as measuring that, students will refer to a rubric that measures their visual analysis from a 1 through 4 in all of their formative assessments. The summative assessment will use the rubric in addition to a rubric on technology tools that they use to demonstrate the learning goal. Formative assessments will be compared against the summative assessment to measure student growth. Okay, and I'm just going to go right back out of that to our presentation. And like I mentioned before, as far as tracking student performance, as teachers, we'll be able to use the visual analysis rubric, and we will track student performance in all formative assessments that require students to analyze an artwork. So they'll be assessed on a group level, and students will also be assessed individually on their final project. That formative assessment is going to be compared against the summative assessment to measure their growth. And in summary, the first thing that we did was we developed an action plan that focused on our SMART goal and research on arts integration, grouping, and differentiation to inform our strategy search. Then we used the protocol rubric. We listed 7 prominent tactics that will be implemented over the next 6 weeks of instruction. These tactics will serve as formative assessments to help students master the learning goal. A visual analysis rubric will be used by students and teachers to track student performance of these activities. Students can also use this rubric to help guide their analysis to make sure that they're doing everything that they need to do, and also to help them improve. And then number 3, through implementation of this plan, students will have a better opportunity to demonstrate the learning goal in multiple ways. Students will have more opportunities to build background knowledge, work collaboratively, integrate technology, and make choices in their learning. So of all of these tools, we really feel like will help them be more successful. And in the next 6 weeks, we'll be able to track all of this through their assessments. And that's it. Thank you.